Ranking the best AKA cards in Madden 23. Today we got a very special tier list. Today we're doing an AKA tier list. And with the solos and everything, you should have enough tokens to get one of these cards as a B&D choice. And that's what we're going to be ranking them on, based on how good of a choice they are in my opinion. So the tiers today, we have my top choices, and that's really going to be based on like position. And then we have the bottom tier of avoid. We're going to get it started right here with the Scottish Hammer 96 overall punter. Now, this card does have some upsides. It can boost your entire team, but I just think for his price right now, not really the best choice. You could also get someone that would make a major difference. I'm not putting him in the avoid tier because I don't think he's a bad card, but he's going to go C for me. After that, we get Ryan Jensen. Again, a somewhat cheap card at this point in the game. He's going for 248k. This card I do think makes more of a difference because one, he boosts your entire offensive line. Two, he will be on the field a lot, and he also gets some really good discount abilities like 0 AP post up, 1 AP secure. Not a bad center by any means. In my opinion, he is going to go ahead and go in this B tier for me. Again, the reason why he's not higher is because of the fact that he is somewhat cheap at this point. And we got the man Quadfather. So I think Quadfather is still one of the best running backs in the game. He's going for 260k right now. The big thing on him though is this freight train X Factor, the Quadfather. In my opinion, he isn't going to be in my top choices just given his price. As a card though, he is absolutely amazing. He's one of the best cards in the game, but for just based on value and price, he's going to be A for me. He's not going to be my top choice. I think there is even some better running backs to choose from in this. After that, we got Jamal Adams, aka Prez. Not a bad AKA card by any means, but if we go down to his abilities, he can get Avalanche, but no 0 AP pick artist at this point. Jamal Adams is someone that I would go ahead and say avoid. I don't even think he's one of the best strong safeties in the game, and given the cards we're going to cover, you could really get one of the best cards in the game. Milkman, amazing stats on him. I kind of think the same as this card and Quadfather. Again, for me, it's not really the card being bad. He can get a combo of 1 AP Unstoppable Force and 0 AP El Toro, which I do really like. I think that's one of the better combos with the Unstoppable Force. I just think, again, his price being a little bit low, I'm going to put him right by Quadfather because I still think he is an absolutely amazing card. After that, we get the Cheetah, 97 speed, potential be 98 with the free agent track card. And again, I think he's a really fine receiver. Short out elite for 0, route tech for 1. Just kind of not like at that tippy top end anymore in my opinion. So for that reason, I am going to go ahead again, have him in the B tier. After that, we get Gilly Lock. Gilly Lock up to 96 speed on the free agent track card. Not bad stats. He's 6'1". He can get the shutdown X Factor for 1, but for abilities, I just think it's kind of mid at this point. Like pick artist for 0, short route KO for 1, acrobat for 1. Think it is just very not top end. So for that reason, he's going to be someone that I do say avoid. Lamar has great speed. This does depend on scheme. I would say he does get the Truz X Factor, meaning he won't fumble. If you run the ball a lot with your quarterback, he can be really good for you. Fast break for 1, but if you're a passer, Howard Master for 2, Seffi lead for 2. Just not really ideal at this point in the game. Not really like a top end ability stack. So for that reason, I think he is good, but I don't think he's like great. He's going to go B tier for me once again. JPP, pretty good stats, 91 speed, 94 excel, good pass rush. He does not get the Unstoppable Force. He gets Fearmonger, which is essentially kind of like an under pressure style ability. And for abilities though, 0 AP El Toro. I don't think the card's bad by any means, but again, I just don't really think he is a top end choice. For me, I am going to go ahead and put him C tier. Now we get the big dog Mercedes Lewis right here. So this is a card that again does depend on scheme. He is an absolutely amazing blocker with great pass block, great run block. He is really good if you need a tight end that's going to block, and he also can get first off Vanguard for 2, which very annoying ability to go up against. You could stack like him and Gronk together and just be absolutely toxic. Now for his abilities, Secure Protector for 1. I think this card has value. I don't think I'm going to tell you to get him though. I'm going to go ahead and put him in the C tier, but he's not a bad card. I wouldn't say avoid. I could definitely understand why you would take him. Matt Ryan, not bad stats at all at this point for a quarterback. X Factor gets Gambit, which essentially you can kind of treat like Gunslinger. So Gambit for 1, he can get Fearless for 1, Howard Master for 2, and then Seffi lead for 3. He can get the quad stack for 5, 6, 7 AP. That was good like when this card first came out, but at this point, not really too good. He's better than Lamar though, in my opinion. Oh man, I think he's better than Lamar, but I don't want to put him A. I'm going to put him and Lamar on the same tier. Really depends on offense. If you run with your quarterback, Lamar is amazing, but if you're more drop back passing, I'd go Matt Ryan. After that, we get the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu, 97 speed, not bad at this point. has 92 play rec, 92 awareness. I really like the way this card played. Had really high zone as well. For X Factor gets reinforcement, don't really like that. He was a good slot CB for me, like pick guards for 0, mid zone for 1. I don't think it's like he's a top end slot anymore, but I still think he is decent. I'm also gonna have him in the B tier. I promise I'm not just gonna flood B tier, but I think he's a pretty good card, just not really great. After that, we get the Warden, Denzel Ward, up to 98 speed with the free agent strat card. For the X Factor though, universal coverage for 1 is really where his value is. Other than that, like a pick guards for 0, deep out for 1, just not like top end anymore. Like for his time, he was good. And again, I don't want to just flood this tier, but he is also going to go B for me. Now it's time for Patrick Surtain, up to 98 speed, 6'2". The thing about this card though is his team of the year card is better, but again, you could get this one for free, right? You can get pick artists for 0, deep out zone KO for 1. Kind of similar to what I said about Denzel Ward, just not really like top end at this point, right? I'm going to put him and Denzel Ward literally right by each other. I think the same of both the cards. Now it's time for dhop, up to 97 speed with the free agent strat card. The things I like about the card though, he's 6'1", a little bit taller than Reek. He can get double me for 1, really nice. And again though, he can get the combo of short out route tech, short in route tech. I think he's great. Also 0 AP red zone threat. He is someone that I would take over Reek. So dhop for me is going to go in this A tier. I really like the card. Just again, the reason why he's not a top choice, just value at this point. Teron Armstead can boost your entire team. That is really nice. And he's a pretty good offensive lineman. Now, Edge Pro for 0, you're going to think is like really great. I would not rock the Edge Pro for 0. What I would run is Secure for 1. I am completely off of Edge Pro. And then either, if you don't have an identifier, run an identifier. But if you want even more boost in the pass game, Natural Talent is great. I really like Christian Darrisaw with the Secure Protector Natural Talent combo. So I'd recommend that over like Edge Pro. I would just not rock Edge Pro, just rock the Secure. Trust me. Now, do I think he's a top choice though? Just based on the cards we have, there's not really any other offensive linemen. So the thing he's battling though, right, is potentially John Madden, the free Christian Darrisaw. You could do something where you have him at 1 tackle, Christian Darrisaw at another. He might be one of my favorite choices in A, but I don't quite think he's like a top choice just yet. After that, we get Mad Max, Max Crosby, great physical stats or abilities. He does get the Blitz X Factor, which I do like, I think is really nice. But for the discounts though, 0 AP defensive rally and 1 AP extra elite is what I'd run on him. I like JJ Watt better than him, and for that reason, he is also going to go B tier for me. He is one of my favorite choices in B, though. Now we get Joe Burrow, Joe Shiesty. Really good stats, gets every single AFC North team chem. Slinger 5 as a release, I really didn't mind. Abilities gets dots. I hated this X Factor. It did not work for me. He overthrew stuff way more than he actually threw it on target, and for his discounts, can get Gunslinger for 0, Howrah Master for 2, and Set Feet Lead for 2. So you could go like 4 AP right here for Set Feet, Howrah, Gunslinger, and you can't really get the quad stack. I do like him better than say Lamar in them. I will go ahead and put him in the A tier. Again, I like him more than Lamar and Matt Ryan. He is the next step above quarterback for me. Now we get Rodrigo, 95 speed, great play rec. He can get Avalanche for 1, great, and also Lurker for 0. It's just, if you're gonna rock middle linebackers, I think you got to go Pat Willis, and I think you got to go Demario Davis. Getting Lurker and Pick Artist both for 0 is just so good. I think those cards made it to where this card just really doesn't stand out. Like, I could totally see why you would take him, but for me, he's going to go C. So, A-Rod, not the most mobile in the world, but he does have one of the best releases in the game, and Slinger 1 can be argued best, can be argued second best. And 4 abilities, gets Pro Reads, Brick Wall, and can potentially get Fearless for 0, Howrah Master for 2, Pass Lead Elite for 2. So this stack for 4 right here, I love, and given he has Slinger 1, I don't necessarily think you need Gunslinger. For me, if you need a quarterback, right, because me personally, my no money spent team, this is going to be my choice. So I mean, he is going to be in my top choices because if you need a quarterback, he is great. I know he's not necessarily like an S tier quarterback anymore, but he is the best quarterback in the promo. And for me, on my no money spent team, basically an all free card team, he is going to be such an upgrade over team of the year Josh Allen. After that, we get Tank, the DeMarcus Lawrence, amazing stats, especially the physical stats. He also gets the 1 AP unstoppable force, and he can also go ahead and get 1 AP Don, 1 AP Edge Threat Elite. Really like this card. This is another one that is one of my top choices. He's one of the best unstoppable forces where It's really dependent. Do you need a left end? Do you need like another position that will cover? But yeah, he is one of my top choices, one of the best rushers in the game. After that, we get Hollywood Brown, 97 speed, could be 98 with the free agent strat card. Really good route runnings across the board. Now 4 abilities. You can get max security for 0, which I actually really do like. A 0 AP pre-lit X Factor, hello. And for the discounts though, I feel like he got a little bit done dirty, like route tech for 0, short out for 0. Not, of course that's good. I mean, short out, deep out for 1, I don't hate, but I'm really looking for like a short in, short out for 1, and he just doesn't get that. So for me, I don't think too highly of the card. I'm going to go ahead and put him C tier. I don't really think he's that great. I like Reek more than him. Now we get Rhodes Close, Xavier Rhodes. Could be up to 98 speed. Now 4 abilities, can get Universal or Zone Hawk for 0. Zone Hawk for 0, not bad at all. 4 abilities though, he can get Pick Artist for 0, Mid Zone for 1, and Deep Out Zone KO for 1. So that combo right there, he can get it for in total 2 AP. He's a great zone coverage corner. I just think there is one corner that I like more than him. And for that reason, he's going to go A for me. He's not quite like the top choice for me at corner, but he's really great. And after that, we got Casey Hayward, which essentially the past 2 cards we just covered, they're kind of the same. I think the same of them. Again, he could be up to 98 speed. He has a little bit better zone and man and stuff, but I don't think it's enough to put him in my top choices, right? He can get Universal for 1, and also again, pretty similar ability stack with Pick Guards for 0, Mid Zone for 1, Deep Out Zone KO for 1. And if you run man, he is a little bit better because he can get Pick Artist, Deep Route, Medium Route. So a little bit better if you do run man for sure. But again, he's just gonna rank a little bit more higher in A tier for me. Again, there's another corner that I really like more than them. And after that, we get Saquon. So Saquon is great stats wise, really good receiving back. Abilities, don't like his prelits. I don't think they're overpowered, especially compared to Freight Train. Now for his actual like discounts though, I would just rock the short and elite for 0. I think he's a great running back, but I don't think he's overpowered. So I'm going to put him on the same tier as Quadfather. I think Quadfather is better than this card. But just based off value, like Saquon right now is going for double his price. So if you want a Saquon card, it makes sense why you would take him. And now we get the Maniac. This is one of my favorite choices. He can get every single team chem, so potentially could be up to 98 speed as a rusher. Great stats across the board. Can get Unstoppable Force for 1, and then also gets a pretty good 0 AP ability in inside stuff, no outsiders, run stopper. Really good all the way around, right? So for me, he is one of the top choices. He is for sure right up here with tanking them. After that, we get Groot, Greg Rousseau. Really good physical stats. I don't love the finesse moves being only 86. He is another 1 AP Unstoppable Force though, and he can get down with it for 0. So this is where it gets tough because I do think he is one of the top choices too. Him or Tank. They play the same position. It's tough. It's the 0 AP Don for Greg Rousseau that like really makes me want to say him over Tank, but man, it's really tough. Like both these cards are so good. Like you can't go wrong with these. I think we'll get similar production out of both. Now we get Danny Dimes. Danny Dimes, great physical stats across the board, and also has Slinger 3 as a release. Again, him or Rodgers, best release in the game. He does get the dots or the Gambit X Factor, which again, we can kind of treat Gambit like Gunslinger. So in his discounts, we can get Gambit for 1. We can go ahead and get Fearless for 1, How Route Master for 1, Set Fee Lead for 1. So we can get the quad stack for 4 AP. This is a kind of similar situation to the Tank versus Groot. He is one of my top choices again. Now, I will say it depends on the offense you run. Like me personally, I run U-trips. I think if you're running trips, quick passing style of offense, A-Rod's better. But if you're running tight, right? If you're running tight offset tight end, gun tight, throwing the ball deep a lot, Danny Dimes is the better quarterback for you. Now we get David Njoku. Great speed. Could be up to 98 with the free agent track card. He can get double me. And for his other discounts, he can get deep out elite for 0, route tech for 1, and short and elite for 2. I don't love this. I'll be honest. I really don't. I wish he got a short and elite for 0. For that reason, man, I think his stats are great. But man, I think he got slightly done a little bit dirty on abilities. So for me, it's not that I would avoid the card. He is like right there in A for me though. Like he would probably be like, if I were to choose anyone in A, he would be it. I can totally understand if you need a tight end, but I don't love his AP value. So for that reason, he's going to be A for me. Now we get Cordell Patterson right here, AKA Flash. So he can get the Phenom X Factor, which if you're wondering what that is, it's essentially Freight Train. He can get Freight Train and he's 99 speed. Do I need to say anything more? He can get short and elite for 0 as well. Card is amazing. This is, I think, the top choice if you need a running back. He is going to be very good. And after that, we get Norris Jenkins, aka Jackrabbit. Pretty similar to the other cards we covered that were corner, just 99 speed this time. Get the pick artist and the zone KOs that I'm looking to combo all together. So he's going to be really good. In my opinion, if you need a corner, this is the top choice. So he is going to go in the top choice. Now after that, we get Dion Jones. He can get universal. He can get avalanche. He can get inside shade for 2, which I think is interesting. Pick artist for 0 as well. Lurker for 0. I wish he would have got these 2 comboed because he's an easily like a best choice. Again, like the Demario Davis, Patrick Willis, way better than this card. I'm not trying to say he's bad, but for me, he's going like B. I just would I don't want to say avoid him because he's not bad value, but I just don't think he's like as good as the people in A. Like Quadfather versus him, I'd take Quadfather every day. Now you might be wondering right here, okay, why in the world are all these cards right here and they're mixed matched overall? So you might be wondering, Dill, why'd you even put them in the video? Well, EA tends to screw stuff up, so there is potential that you could go ahead and get these cards. First LTD is Gravedigger, still a really good defensive tackle, and I don't really love the X factors, but he can get secure tackler for 0. I don't think he's bad at all. I think he's going to go B tier for me. It's just a lot of people also got this card for free. After that, we got King Henry, pretty much Quadfather Jr. So for that reason, he is going to literally go right by Quadfather for me. After that, we got the Hitman, really good in the box safety. He can go ahead and get that avalanche for 1 AP. This time he can get pick artist for 0, deep out zone KO. I would just run the pick artist for 0 and play him in the box, and I don't think he's bad. For me, he's going to go like B. After that, we got Scary Terry, could be up to 98 speed with the free agent strat card. He can get max security for 0, which again, I talked about, I do like. And he's someone that can get short out route tech for 1 or short in, short out for 1. I think this card is a little bit better than Reek, so he's going to go up in this A tier for me, kind of by dhop. Now after that, we got Bojack, Eddie Jackson right here, 96 speed. They kind of did him a little bit dirty on abilities. Like not getting discounted pick artist is just kind of criminal at this point, so he is someone that I would avoid. After that, we got the Unicorn Kyle Pitts, great speed. I still think this is one of the best tight ends in the game. He can get double me for 1, also can get short in route tech for 1 AP. So this is a card, if you need a tight end and you can pick this card, again, it's not guaranteed you can pick these cards, he is great. He is going into my top choices, but again, he's an LTD. You might not be able to get him. After that, we get Legatron, another person that can go ahead and boost your team a lot, and he's a great kicker. So for that reason, I am going to go ahead and put him A tier. Now, if you can get this card, 100% get this card. Honestly, it wouldn't even be a toss-up, him versus Cordell Patterson, who you should get. He can be 99 speed, and he gets the Freight Train X Factor, but comboed on top of that, he can go ahead and get short and elite backfield master comboed for 0 or backfield master bruiser comboed for 0. Even if you don't like the X Factor, he is probably the best in the game. In my opinion, one of the best cards in the game. He is top tier, but again, he's an LTD. You might not be able to pick him. And for the last card of the video, we got George Karlaftis. Again, another LTD. He can get unstoppable force for 1, and he has really good stats. He can get double or nothing for 0 as well, edge start elite for 1. So he is going literally right by Groot in them. I think he, out of the bunch, I'd probably say he's better than Groot. So out of the bunch, he's probably the best left in unstoppable force. The reason why I don't move these 2 down is because you might not be able to get this card. So yeah, y'all, this has been my tier list for the AKA cards in Madden 23 Ultimate Team. I think you can't go wrong with anyone in this tier. It just really depends on your team's needs. I would go ahead and try to say avoid like 96s and stuff because it's not really great value. But yeah, y'all, I hope y'all did enjoy this video. Hope I was able to help you. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to stay up to date with the best cards in Madden 23. Now, if you want to see me use some of these cards live, check the links in the description. Hit that Twitch with a follow. We've been grinding the streams over there, so I greatly appreciate that. Now, if you don't feel like heading over to Twitch, you want another video to watch, check this one out right here. This was my previous episode of No Money Spent.